This is an Android tablet from 2015. It's called a Z Fold tablet and it's from a company no one knows about. Sony was a serious smartphone and tablet maker back then, just like Samsung. And the Z Fold tablet is one of their best devices ever made before dwindling down. I have been eager to try this ever since it came out. At first, there's nothing much to say about the tablet itself. It's a 10.1-inch tablet that is beautifully crafted with a timeless design with all those flat sides. The bezels are huge and the SIM card tray cover is a bit flimsy, but that's 2015. But it does offer IP68 protection, which is a feature not found in Samsung nor Apple devices at that time. The software is stuck at Android 7 Nougat. With 9-year-old hardware, it no longer feels snappy by today's standards. Apart from Google apps, which are still up to date, supported apps are few and far between. Anything that works either only works vertically or has poor scaling on landscape orientation. However, this tablet becomes a lot more interesting when you connect the keyboard, hence the reason for making this video. It's a Bluetooth keyboard with a trackpad that allows the tablet to be docked and act as a laptop. If I remember correctly, it's the first of its kind. Samsung didn't have anything like it, and Apple didn't release the iPad Pro later in the year with a keyboard cover without trackpad.
What you doing on your computer?
What's a computer?
Once connected, a bunch of icons and app drawer shows up at the bottom left corner to mimic a taskbar and start menu on a Windows laptop. But other than that, nothing changes. It's a bit like Samsung DeX, but the Android interface is retained instead of being overhauled into something else. I've done a lot of typing, general web surfing, and streaming videos on YouTube. As long as you keep your expectations low, it's adequate to satisfy your daily needs. The keyboard is a blast to type on. It's not flimsy. The damping and tactile feedback is on point. There are dedicated keys for navigations and notification center. No words can describe how convenient and satisfying this is when you don't need to lift your fingers to access them and its features. The trackpad is responsive for moving the cursor about and selecting text. However, it's a bit small and it gets janky when you need to scroll pages with it. So I simply connect a Bluetooth mouse instead. This brings me to more downsides. Being a tablet this small, the keyboards are cramped, and I often hit the multitasking key when I meant to hit the left arrow. There isn't a button for language switching like you could on iPads, so you'll have a hard time switching channels on the fly if you are multilingual like myself. Also, the keyboard doesn't hold the tablet firmly. Presumably, the materials have worn out after so many years, because reviews back in its time said it was really sturdy. It now needs to be handled with care. Magnets didn't come around much later, by the way. Using the Z Fold tablet in 2024 feels like using a netbook running on Android. It's small, but you could get a lot of light tasks done. The user experience feels consistent because the majority of the interface is retained for familiarity. I wish there was a successor of this device because it's a solid setup with a lot of potential if it had enough supported apps and services. It would be perfect if it was a little bit bigger and also supports stylus input like all modern power tablets. But why do you think this form factor didn't catch on? Why do all modern tablets follow the iPad's approach with flimsy keyboard covers? Let me know in the comments section below.